All right. Hey, we are live on the Google Plus, on the YouTube. Pre-show, alien invasion. I don't know why I'm singing everything, Vanessa.
Why not?
Why the hell not?
Life's too short not to sing.
How was your week?
Not too bad. I mowed the lawn today, and I think that may be why I have a headache, because I forgot to take allergy medicine. Either that or maybe dehydration.
Is it hot?
Huh?
Is it hot there right now?
No.
Okay.
No, it's not. It was just weird, because it didn't really kick in until a bit after I had mowed the lawn, but I was really sneezy and snotty and
You weren't dopey or sleepy or sneezy.
Nope. Well, eventually I was sleepy, and I'm always dopey, so.
You're not always dopey.
Brad, we're live on the internet, by the way.
Sweet.
Now, I figure we start, we say 7 o'clock, we should start at 7 o'clock, so.
There we go. Boom.
There it is.
I need to find a story for the next podcast.
Come on, you.
And I'm disappointed I didn't get an email from a professor with the TAs today, like he promised.
Boo.
How am I supposed to work if people don't give me work?
Brad, do you want to hear our new intro for Craft Corner? Here it is. Oh, no, that's the end of it. Stand by. Okay.
Please identify the craft you witnessed.
A black, triangular, three-dimensional shape, huge, just flying, hovering minutes.
Shaped like almost like between an egg and like a teardrop.
Two long cylinder objects flying over me.
It had a dome. I could see the occupants in
It appeared to be rotating, and it was on circular to disc shape, and it hovered for maybe about 5 minutes.
You like it?
I do.
And it doesn't say Craft Corner, because I realized when I was almost done, I'm like, you know what, we'll say Craft Corner. It doesn't have to say Craft Corner, so.
Word.
Rock on. All right, let's get our lovelies set here. All right, I'm at this point. Brad, say something.
I would like to say all the things. In my book that we'll be talking about, one of the short stories is from the collected series Alien Sex.
Shut up, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Brown.
That's right.
Brown.
Giggity, 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 giggity.
Right, and that's, if you will.
I just opened up a package of Pop-Tarts and they smell really good. Brad's currently eating Pop-Tarts, and I was going to take a bite, but then Dave was like, hey, check levels. So I have to sit here and smell them.
Rock on. Rock on. Oh, you guys might want to queue up the Q&A app, because this is a Q&A hangout. So,
I don't have room.
Well, I mean, you can. What do you have in its place on the side? You have anything?
So I have, like, basically the window smushed down, and then I have the document.
Okay, that's fine. Brad,
with the app, it truncates the.
Okay, got it.
Bulk of it. Like, I guess it depends on where in the app it shows up. If it's kind of pushed over a bit, then I won't notice. But as long as it doesn't indent too far, then I should be able to notice something.
I don't think it'll make your window any bigger. Like,
no, I'm just saying because I have the Google Hangouts window smaller, that it cuts off the app when it's up. And so if anything gets posted, if the app itself indents, I might not notice.
Okay, right.
So,
Well,
but I can see like a little slither. So if someone says, "Hey, question," I'll be like, "Oh, click."
Okay, that's cool.
Oh yeah.
Let me know.
Someday I plan on having a larger monitor.
Wait a second. Let me take this one. That's what she said.
Bam.
No? Is that good?
It works. Oh, it works.
Yep. I shake my head.
Well, I didn't tell you guys about our guest on for the Sci-Fi Geeks Club tonight. He's an author.
Sweet.
Yeah. He reached out to us.
Really?
On Reddit, actually, because I've posted a couple of things on Reddit once in a while.
Huh.
Post them from time to time, and at first he got in touch with us on Reddit. I don't get notifications pushed to me from our Reddit posts. I don't think they have that capability, so he emailed us through the website.
Oh, cool.
His name is Haight. Daniel Haight. H-A-I-G-H-T, I think.
Flotilla Online? Is that the guy?
I'm not sure.
Science fiction, young adult thriller writer?
Yes, that's him.
Okay.
He's from San Francisco. San Francisco, the San Francisco treat. That doesn't work.
Ding ding.
So whenever you guys are ready to go, I know, Brad, you're eating. So I'll give you a moment. What? Okay, it's more centered, I guess.
It's no strawberry, but it's pretty good.
Nothing can be strawberry. Well, actually, something can be strawberry. Not everything can be strawberry.
Strawberry can be strawberry.
Yeah. Yes, you are correct.
I actually tried something with rhubarb in it for the first time.
Yeah, I don't think I've never really had rhubarb. I think I've had rhubarb in things before, and I believe that rhubarb, there's not much taste to it. It's just more of a, it gives things a little more flavor or a little bit more texture, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, because I tasted a lot of the strawberry, because it seems to be paired with strawberry a lot.
Well, maybe it boosts the flavor of other things. I don't know.
Maybe. To me, it looks kind of like celery. It's kind of weird. But I'm ready whenever.
Okay, and Brian's ready. All right, so here we go. We've been recording for a while, so all we have to do is do the official start. Hang on, let me take a sip of my coffee. All right, here we go. Stand by. It's Wednesday, May 28th, 2014. Welcome again to another Galactic Netcast. This is the Alien Invasion number 105. In Ottawa, Ontario, Canada, I'm Dave Nelson. Joining me as always is Brad Ludwig and Anessa Moynes in Wausau, Wisconsin. That makes doing the intro a lot easier. There's less words.
It's a lot shorter.
It is. Well, I wouldn't say a lot. It's a little bit shorter. It's a little bit shorter. I'm Italian.
It's a little bit.
Brad, is your microphone muted?
Oh, yeah. Huh, there it is. Well, that makes a difference. Hi, everybody.
You don't
Hi.
want to do the show? That's fine. You can stay muted, mister. No, I'm kidding.
Just kidding.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, you guys. How was your week? Week number 2 of Anessa in the Brad and Anessa household. How's that going?
It's hell. I mean, it's awesome. I'm teasing. Oh, there's the pouty face. Pouty face. No, it's going very good.
Okay, good. How's the weather in Wisconsin?
It's nice. It was kind of muggy the other day, but aside from that, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, the one thing that we've been going through is going through kitchen gear, and from my perspective, I've got major upgrades through Anessa's stuff because a lot of my stuff was old and ready. So, yeah, things are.
I'm pretty sure half of my apartment was made up of kitchen stuff.
Well, you know what? It's always true that one person is the winner in the moving in with each other situation. One person usually is the recipient of good fortune, I guess.
Well, when it comes into the kitchen, I'd say Brad's winning with new
Yep.
kitchen equipment. And a new mattress.
Yep.
Just saying.
And Anessa doesn't have to listen to chanting cultists anymore.
I don't want to ask. That scares me.
For some reason, in the evenings, and sometimes late at night, the neighbors next door, you could hear what sounded like chanting. But I don't know what they were saying. And then sometimes I would go outside to check my mail, and then I just see a bunch of people leaving the apartment. And I'm like, all right, I guess they're done with their chanting for now. But yeah, there was chanting next door. So thank goodness I'm not a virgin.
Speaking of religious type activity, we haven't even really officially started the show yet, and we already have a question through our Google Plus Hangout. Do you think Jesus was an alien?
Gotta say no.
Okay. Anessa?
I'm gonna go with no. I think he was just a guy that had a cool message to send, and people misinterpreted it.
He had great ideas.
I think he was a robot.
Not even an alien, he was a robot.
Yes. All right, let's get the show on the road.
He was a robot? This person's probably asking a very serious question, and all you've got is he was a robot.
No, he wasn't an alien.
I mean, if I had to choose between alien and robot, I'd go with alien.
Yeah, I don't think the technology was there at the turn of the, what is that? Not millennium, right? It's the turn of the something. I don't know. Never mind. Let's get on with the show. This is the podcast where we talk about things alien-related in the universe, like aliens appearing in TV shows or movies or video games or comic books or possibly in real life like Jesus. The show is divided into 3 sections: the news, the craft corner, that's our spotlight of a certain kind of alien spacecraft, and our picks for the week. If you want to watch us live, we do record the show Wednesday evenings on Google Plus Hangouts and at youtube.com/galacticnetcast. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus to find out what time we're going to start the show and all that kind of stuff. And before we get going here officially, got to remind you again about our Patreon campaign, patreon.com/galacticnetcast. If you want to support great content on the internet, great original independent science fiction related content, support us at patreon.com/galacticnetcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can become our boss. You can boss us around, tell us what to do. We work for you for $1 a month. That's how it works. And for $50 a month, or as my Google Doc says here, $500 a month. That's not right. For $50 a month, you can no, not 50, $15 a month. You can become a guest on our other podcast, the Sci-Fi Geeks Club. So again, patreon.com/galacticnetcast. Support our network, our flailing network. And
flailing? Are we doing this?
All right, let's start.
Okay.
In the news.
And Ms. Anessa, you are up first.
I am up first. And here's the thing that kind of bugs me about the article is we're not even 6 months into 2014, and there's already a 10 of the best from 2014 UFO and Alien Sightings list.
Well, there's a lot going on, so maybe there'll be a part.
There is actually a lot going on, and I've picked out, I think, four or five from the list. So if you want to see the entire list, you can find it on themirror.co.uk under their weird news section. So the first one on the list, well, not technically. I think this one was the second one on the list, but the sighting is U.S. Army Air Force fighter jet destroys giant alien monster in desert. A video uploaded to YouTube purports to show the moment a fighter jet bombs a bizarre, throbbing, jelly-like object in New Mexico. So.
You said throbbing.
I said throbbing. I didn't actually get a chance to see this particular video. The next one that I chose on the list was UFO attacks Taliban camp in Afghanistan. The clip shows a triangular-shaped airborne object open fire on an insurgent position. Explosions can be seen, and a huge plume of smoke soon rises up into the sky. The next one is mysterious UFO, quote, attempts to communicate with stunned deer.
What? Wait a second. I was sleeping there, but I was awoken suddenly. What now? Repeat that.
Mysterious UFO attempts to communicate with a stunned deer. Of course, UFOs tend to be bright, and we all know what deers do when they're caught in bright headlights. So I think their communication attempt failed. Stills from a nighttime deer cam showed two parallel beams of light in the background behind a startled deer. Camera owner Edith Shaddles said it was something I've never seen before.
Awesome.
Another triangular-shaped object spotted flying over Texas. Plane spotter Steve Douglas saw the aircraft alongside two others and took a photo, moments after claiming to have listened to a conversation between two pilots. I don't know who the two pilots were. UFO spotted above airport causes flights to be canceled and delayed. The object was spotted on radars at Germany's Bremen airport, but despite a police helicopter being scrambled, nothing was found. So, those are the best of so far. Feel free to check out the entire list and then let us know what you think, if you agree, or if you have any others that weren't mentioned on the list.
And we'll have the link in the show notes as well.
Yep.
What's your guys' favorites on this list?
I like the idea of the U.S. Army Air Force fighter jet destroying a giant alien monster, but then I also like the idea of aliens trying to communicate with the deer. And the deer is just standing there going, what? Is that the sun?
I gotta say that's my favorite. I mean, worst way to get the attention of a sentient creature that is paralyzed by bright lights.
By bright lights. The aliens are like, "Hey, how's it going?" Deer's like,
Didn't they do their research before their attempt? Didn't they haven't they been observing Earth for a while, and figured out that that's not going to work?
Well, maybe they have been observing Earth, and because they see what happens to deer whenever they're caught in front of headlights, they're like, oh, to get their attention, we just shine some bright lights on them, and they will freeze, and then we can talk to them. Surely that'll work.
Maybe they thought that the deer were telepathic.
Or two words, budget cuts. So the alien race cut back on their research budget, and they didn't have all the details that they needed for communicating with said deer.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's possible as well.
Not really, but I thought I'd throw it out there.
No, good point. Good point, Brad. My favorite is the Air Force jet fighter destroying the giant alien monster in the desert. And I think that it is a cross-promotion for Godzilla. I believe that the aliens have actually teamed up with the humans, and particularly the U.S. Army Air Force. And by the way, they haven't been called that since World War II. I think they teamed up with the humans for a giant promotion to get the word out about Godzilla. People hear the story, they think it's real, then they go to the movie and cha-ching.
I'm gonna guess that because this article was written by people overseas, they don't know what we call the Air Force.
Ah, okay. Good point. Very good point. All right. Good stuff. This reminds me of the thing I was doing today. I was finding audio clips from across the internet to put together a new intro for our Craft Corner segment, and I found this video of like the best alien encounters or UFO sightings of 2012, and there's some really like for real stuff on this video. Like they just showed a whole bunch in a row. There's some baloney ones, but then there were some real ones. Like there was this one, I think we talked about this on a previous show a long time ago, of this airliner over Japan or Korea or something like that, and you can see the disc, you can see the saucer outside the window, clear as day. I mean, it's like it's not like fuzzy, and it's not like a light. It's an actual craft. It's the metal shiny. You can see it, and I thought that was awesome.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was from 2012, by the way. All right, let's move on. Next story is mine. Have you guys heard of the movie E.T. the Extraterrestrial?
No, never heard of it.
No. What is
Really?
E.T.? Huh.
Cute little alien dude gets stranded on Earth, has to phone home. That doesn't ring a bell?
Huh.
Man, I hope he had a really good cell phone plan.
Not, Vanessa. This is before cell phones.
Back in our day, if you wanted to lure an alien, you had to get Reese's Pieces.
By the way, a side note: that candy was made for that movie. It was invented for that movie because they couldn't
M&Ms would not sign on board.
Yeah. So. All right,
Reese's are so good.
The headline of the story is Rick Baker posts pics of aliens from Unmade, Steven Spielberg film that inspired E.T. So apparently at one time they were going to make kind of a sort of a follow-up to Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and it would be titled Night Sky. And it's centered around a family terrorized by aliens at their rural farm home. It was loosely based on true events that took place during the fall of 1955 in Kentucky, known as the Kelly Hopkinson Encounter. Now, Night Skies was going to have 5 aliens in total. Each had its own personality, kind of along the lines of Gremlins. So most of them were bad, except for Buddy. He was benevolent and befriends the family's autistic child. At the end of the film, he battles the evil aliens and ends up an injured Buddy, abandoned by his own kind, left to wander the forests of Earth. Now, how does that sound for a movie plot? Do you guys like that?
Sounds really sad.
Yeah, and the one point that really caught somebody's ear or somebody's imagination was the whole Buddy being abandoned by his own kind. And that's what led into E.T. the Extraterrestrial, because apparently Steven Spielberg was sick of, like, I guess, serious, violent movies because he had just wrapped up Raiders of the Lost Ark. So he wanted to make a more family-friendly, fun film, and he had somebody read his script. What's her name now? Melissa Matheson. Melissa Matheson read the Night Sky script and became overcome with emotion by the parts that dealt with Buddy, because the idea of an alien creature who was benevolent, tender, and emotional and sweet, and the idea of the creature striking up a relationship with the child broken home was very affecting. So basically, this whole thing was scrapped. And Rick Baker spent $700,000 of his own money making these different aliens, and he was so pissed off at Spielberg for changing course on this film that he refused to get involved with E.T. the Extraterrestrial. And it's the most interesting part of the story was nobody outside the production team knew about this, until Rick Baker got a Twitter account and started tweeting pictures out of him and the creations that he made for this movie that never got made. So you want to check him out, we'll have the link in the show notes, or follow Rick Baker on Twitter. Definitely. Now, Rick Baker went on. Don't worry, Rick Baker went on to pretty good success.
Yeah.
Brad, do you think he's best known for Men in Black?
I want to say An American Werewolf in London, or
yeah,
or Howling. Probably.
I think The American Werewolf in London was before this film, and that's how he got hired by Spielberg.
He did Howling, and he did both Howling and American Werewolf in London. He also, he did work on Star Wars, so that would probably be one of the biggest ones he was known for.
Right.
He's also doing stuff on Maleficent.
Oh wow, yeah, he's now without lack of work.
No, not really.
I think besides like Henson, the Henson people, I think people really look up to Rick Baker for setting the standard when it comes to alien creatures and practical effects, practical creatures in movies, right? You think?
Yeah, he's still. I mean, looking at some of his more recent. Yeah, he was a special makeup effects artist for Maleficent. He did work on Tron Legacy, Tropic Thunder.
What did he do in Tropic Thunder?
He did.
Probably Robert Downer Jr.
Jr.'s makeup.
I was thinking that. Yeah. Yeah, he's not just a creature guy. He does makeup as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I love how Twitter is the great equalizer.
Yeah.
It really
is. This is not the first time that something like this has happened. Like, a lot of information has been revealed through people being asked questions by other people on Twitter, you know?
Yep.
Which I did ask a question today to Lena.
I had to look her up. I had no idea who that was.
The overly attached girlfriend. Well, because I saw a tweet saying, everybody stop what you're doing and ask me a question, or, in a few minutes. So I tweeted at her and asked if she likes sci-fi, and if so, if she would want to come on to the Sci-Fi Geeks Club podcast
Good
someday.
job. Hopefully she says yes.
So now I have to watch next week's video to see if she even acknowledges it.
Stay tuned.
I'll have to be the overly attached Sci-Fi Geeks Club member.
Ah! Ah!
Do that again, Nathan. Do it again.
Why?
I hope somebody screenshotted that one. That's awesome.
Poor Brad.
Yeah.
Yeah, sleep with his face.
Well, this is true.
I like this story a lot, and he's awesome. Rick Baker. I hope he goes on to do more things. I wonder if he's involved at all in the new Star Wars Episode 7. I know the Hensons are involved, I'm pretty sure.
I think because, yeah, Disney owns Henson, so I'm sure that they're going to use Henson.
Okay, all right. All right, that's story number 2. Let's move on to story number. Oh, before we move on though, did you guys look at the creatures? What they look like?
Just the one creature is what
Okay.
I saw. I haven't seen.
Well, I looked at the article, so.
It's stuff of nightmares. It's really freaky. There's a couple that kind of look. I think the ones that look nice are the characters that are supposed to be nice. Like the one very much looks like E.T. from E.T. the Extraterrestrial, and the other ones are kind of crazy, creepy, nightmarish looking.
Yeah, with all their wrinkles and grimaces.
Yeah. And the one
And
thing,
really long arms, too.
yeah, the one thing that they carried over from this original story was the fact that one of the aliens used his finger to cut into things. So he kind of had a glowing finger, and that's what E.T. He didn't cut into things with his finger, but he had a glowing finger. That kind of carried him. Alrighty then. Now let's move on.
Did I hear grimaces? Did I hear grimaces?
Yes, you did.
Okay, visual gag over. All right.
Exclusive to the Alien Invasion podcast, we have the actual picture of one of the creatures that Rick Baker was not able to use as the movie was scrapped. It's called the Grimace.
Thank you, McDonald's. All right.
Okay.
I suppose I'm done screwing around now. I should probably do my story, huh?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. This is from the HuffPo. Aliens are almost definitely out there, SETI astronomers tell Congress. So recently, SETI went to Congress to basically let them know what they're doing and continue to get funding from the government. And here's what happened. They stated pretty much that that aliens almost definitely exist. And two of the SETI astronomers, let's see, Dan Werthimer, who's the director of SETI, and Seth Shostak is a senior astronomer at SETI, went before Congress and answered questions that Congress had, kind of to, like I said, to make sure that they continue to get funding. So Dan Werthimer said that he was the chance for extraterrestrial microbial life. Now, whenever we say like alien life, we think fully formed civilizations or things like that. SETI's not necessarily looking for that either. They're looking for life, period, whether that be a civilization or microbial life forms. So they're saying that almost 100% certain that they're very certain that that exists. The direct quote here: "In the last 50 years, evidence has steadily mounted that the components and conditions we believe necessary for life are common and perhaps ubiquitous in our galaxy." God, I love the word ubiquitous.
Great word.
The possibility that life has arisen elsewhere and perhaps evolved intelligence is plausible and warrants scientific inquiry. Shostak told Congress that he believes that our chances of finding extraterrestrial life are high. The chances of finding it are good, and if it happens, it will happen in the next 20 years, depending on the financing. This isn't the first time in recent months that Congress has held a hearing on aliens. In December, the Science House Committee held a 2-hour hearing about the ongoing search for extraterrestrial life. The Wire said at the time that the hearing was the best thing Congress had done in months. Now, if I recall correctly, it wasn't this December one, but I think it was the most recent one where some of the members of Congress asked if they thought that Ancient Aliens was a good show.
That was this one. I read some article about the same story, and this is the same session.
That's what I thought. And as I recall from this story, that they kind of, you could tell, because you could watch this, and actually we'll have a link to the C-SPAN video where people can watch the actual congressional hearing. And as I recall, that there is like a moment where somebody asks that question and they kind of mentally facepalm and graciously answer the question.
I'm always scared. I'm always scared about for these kind of hearings because Congress is not known for asking good questions, smart, intelligent questions. And I guess they proved it again with this.
I really kind of get the feeling that they ask the questions that they believe that their lobbyists would want answered. If aliens are coming, do we need more guns, to help the NRA and things like that. I've lost faith in my government, Dave.
I think Larry writing the questions for the congressmen in these kind of hearings.
Do you think Ancient Aliens is a great TV program? Sure.
I'm not saying they're aliens, but they're aliens.
I'm sorry. I got a haircut. It's not working. And I got stuff in my hair. I can't get my hair to stand up like that.
Yeah, I need bangs in order for it to work.
I watched an episode of that recently, and that guy, whatever his name is, I can never pronounce it.
Tsoukalos is his last name.
Okay, thank you.
Giorgio?
Yeah, Giorgio. Yeah, that's it. They showed him on location somewhere, and his hair looked totally normal. It's only when I guess he's in the studio for the shoot that he puts his hair up. Or I'm sure maybe he starts out each day with that hair.
And then it just falls flat?
Yeah.
He needs some more Aquanet?
I think his hair just gets tired standing that long.
Mm-hmm.
Styling glue. Works like a charm. You laugh, but I used to use that stuff in my hair all the time.
I used to use product as well.
I use a nice pomade. It smells nice.
I used to have short and spiky hair in the back.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's our new feature here on the Alien Invasion podcast.
Previous hairstyles we've had.
And how to keep them standing.
All right. Good stuff, Brad. Thank you very much. We'll see what happens next in Congress. Probably nothing, but we'll see. All right. Let's move on to our latest, or our new feature here on the Alien Invasion, which finally has an intro. So here we go.
Please identify the craft you witnessed.
A black, triangular, three-dimensional shape, huge, just flying, hovering in it.
Shaped like almost like between an egg and like a teardrop.
Two long cylinder objects flying over me.
It had a dome. I could see the occupants in
It
it.
appeared to be rotating, and it was circular to disc shape, and it hovered for maybe about 5 minutes.
And this is the Craft Corner segment on the Alien Invasion podcast, where we focus in and highlight a different type of unidentified craft in the history of UFO sightings. And Anessa, you picked what we're talking about this week. What is it?
We're talking about Die Glock, or the bell. The Bell UFO was among the first flying objects to be connected with Nazis!
Yay!
We've just Godwined the show. Hitler.
It apparently had occult markings on it, and it was also rumored to have been very similar to a Wehrmacht document about a vertical takeoff aircraft. Allegedly, an experiment carried out by the Third Reich scientists working on the SS in a German facility known as Der Ries. In English, it's the giant. Near the Wenceslaus mine, close to the Czech border. Die Glock is described as being a device made out of a hard, heavy metal, approximately 9 feet wide and 12 to 15 feet high, having a shape similar to that of a large bell.
You know, Hogan's Heroes really lost out by never having an episode where they tried to, what's the word I'm looking for? Where maybe the SS came in with a bell-shaped UFO, and Colonel Hogan and the gang tries to, what's the word I'm looking for? Tries to make the Nazis look stupid by, sabotaging it or whatever. That would have been
Hogan!
Maybe they didn't know. This device, the bell, ostensibly contained 2 counter-rotating cylinders, which would be filled with a mercury-like substance, violet in color. This metallic liquid was codenamed Serum 525 and was otherwise cautiously stored in a tall, thin thermos flask, a meter high, encased in lead. Additional substances said to be employed in the experiments, referred to as light metal, included thorium and beryllium peroxides. Die Glock as emitted strong radiation when activated, an effect that supposedly led to the death of several unnamed scientists and various plant and animal test subjects. So, it is directly related to the supposed crash of a bell-shaped object that occurred in Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, which we talked about before on previous episodes.
Yeah, and there was a lot of radiation involved in that one too, so that would make sense.
Yep. And that was back in 1965. The same month, German engineer Rudolf Schreiber gave an interview to German news Der Spiegel, in which he claimed that he had designed a craft powered by a circular plane of rotating turbine blades 49 feet in diameter. So, little bigger than previous descriptions. Maybe he was exaggerating. Maybe he's actually from Texas, where everything's bigger.
Okay.
I don't know, but
I wonder how the Americans, or what went through their minds to try to start one of these bad boys up after. I'm sure it was sitting in storage for the longest time because there's a big gap between 1945 and 1965 or whatever it was.
right. If I recall, though, what they found was just kind of remnants of stuff that was being worked on, and one of them looked like not really a prototype, but maybe like a template or just something that they were working on that would have been similar in shape. That some people suspected that would have been connected to the block, but it was made out of concrete, and they called it the henge.
Okay.
But they also, other experts said that it looks like it was some sort of typical cooling module for something or other. I forget what exactly, but.
All right. Do we have any kind of documentation, like actual documentation from the Nazis that this thing existed? Talk about this, and I just didn't pay attention enough.
Well, there's a whole bunch of references listed on the Wikipedias, but I didn't see if any of them were actually from Nazis. I think the vast majority are from people that are writing about Nazis, that have done research and have found various little snippets of what they would consider evidence of Die Glock.
Yeah, they attempted to get classified transcripts of an interrogation of a Nazi SS officer in '97, and a Polish intelligence contact said that he had access to the Polish government documents. Maintains he was only allowed to transcribe the documents and was not allowed to make any copies. So there's no real honest-to-God proof on the bell.
I wouldn't put it past the Nazis, though. They tried all kinds of wacky stuff.
The Nazis.
Those Nazis. I mean, they tried jets. I mean, they were the first people out of the gates as far as jets go. They dealt with rockets. So I wouldn't be surprised if they tried this type of device, craft, mode of transportation, whatever you want to call it.
Indeed.
Maybe they were friends with aliens. Maybe the Gutens were here back in 1945 or 43.
It is possible.
The Gutens were in
Never
cahoots
really know.
with the
They were
Nazis.
in cahoots.
Sorry, Brad.
No, I'm looking at one of the other references that Anessa posted, and in fiction, under the in fiction and media, and this is under Nazi UFOs in Wikimedia or Wikipedia Commons. Robert Rankin's novel Nostradamus Ate My Hamster features Hitler and a group of Nazis escaping the end of the war to the future in a time machine. They attempt the subtle takeover of Earth through media manipulation until their time machine is used against them.
I'm going to have to read this.
Oh,
You know what? I never get sick of the whole Nazi meme. The whole Nazi crazy, like Hitler trying different technologies and conquering the world, and like the Nazis on the moon.
No, like alternative history.
Yeah.
Yep.
What was that movie called? Iron
Sky.
Iron Sky.
Yeah.
There was also Nazis at the center of the Earth, where they basically pieced together people with Robo Hitler. And then there is another movie. Oh, I forget the name of it though, but it has Nazis experimenting on dead soldiers and bringing them back to life. So you've got Nazi zombies.
I've seen the cover of that, but I haven't seen it.
I don't remember what it was called, but it was weird, kind of creepy. And then there's also Dead Snow, which has Nazi zombies in it, where a bunch of college kids go up into the mountains of, I forget where, the Netherlands? I don't know. And then they end up staying in this cabin, they find this box of gold, and then it awakens these Nazis in the woods, and yeah.
Oh, it's what, Dead Snow, or?
Yeah, it's called Dead Snow.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
I've seen all sorts of Nazi movies like that, surprisingly. It's like, now that I think about it.
Oh, man.
So, anyway.
Crazy.
Whack off.
Excuse me?
Nothing. Never mind. All right. Thank you, Anessa. Great craft corner.
Nostradamus Ate My Hamster, available on the Amazons. Has 4 stars out of 10 customer reviews, and Goodreads gives it 3.7 stars out of, 5? So.
From your rectum. Rectum damn near killed him.
All right. Let's move on to our picks for the week. Who's starting? Hey, I am. Look at me.
You are. Ha-ha.
I'll be right back.
All right. My pick is a short film that I found via an article on io9.com. It's called NOVR, N-O-V-R, all capitals, N-O-V-R, NOVR. It's a short film made for only $9,000 about a human-alien war in which soldiers are battling for control of a powerful alien child. Directed by Jeff O'Rourke. NOVR is the first of 3 planned shorts, and the filmmakers are hoping to eventually turn the series into a feature-length production. The second film, NOVR, Blood and Steel, is currently in pre-production and will follow the continued adventures of the child at the center of the film. And this first one, NOVR, serves as an introduction to the characters while capturing the chaos of the war humanity is fighting against the alien foe. And I really enjoyed it. The only thing that makes it look like a low-budget film is the special effects. Albeit they're very good. I've seen a lot worse. You can still kind of tell that this was made for $9,000, but a damn good looking $9,000. It's neat because this child has the effect of making whoever possesses it, like, gives them not superhuman strength, but strength and the ability to what looks like heal themselves.
Huh.
Kind of reminded me of maybe a baby Jesus kind of correlation in a way. So yeah, I would check it out. We'll have the link in the show notes. 15 minutes, I think. Runtime 15 minutes. Well worth the short quarter of an hour out of your day to check out NOVR, N-O-V-R. And that is my pick here on the Alien Invasion.
Sweet. I will be giving that the once-over.
Just once?
Huh. Well, I might watch it a couple of times.
Okay.
After the rest of them come out.
Okay. Maybe when they're put together into the one feature film.
That would be cool.
So, what is your pick?
My pick? My pick is a book. It's an anthology It's called Alien Sex.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. In these 19 evocative pieces of short fiction, best-selling and award-winning writers tackle such intriguing issues as sex by telepathy, the pickup scene on other planets, and making love with Superman. And whack off, thought-provoking, often shocking.
Oh, I'm sorry. And
whack off,
okay.
always entertaining. Alien Sex daringly explores those barriers between men and women that can make them seem so alien to one another.
Oh, terrible at this.
Yeah, okay. Probing the current and future state, shape, and complex problems of the human male-female relationship, this fantastic collection will make you think about sex in a whole new way. Now, despite the fact that it has Harlan Ellison in this book, whom I hate exceedingly.
Yeah, listen to previous episodes. I think you explained that. You broke it down.
I think I've made it abundantly clear how much I despise Harlan Ellison. But Larry Niven wrote something that appeals to me on multiple levels, and it's it's not so much a short story as it is a list of thoughts, things to think about. And it is called Man of Steel, Woman of Kleenex. And it is kind of a write-up of how the relationship, a sexual relationship with Superman would be for Lois Lane. Now, it sounds really... It's not really disgusting or weird or anything. It's like questions. If he were to actually complete the transaction, as it were, if he's super strong, would it, okay. harm her? You know what I'm saying?
Anymore.
So how would they actually conceive a child? And he kind of breaks down, probably through artificial insemination of some sort. Now, if this baby is Kryptonian, it will have possibly enhanced strength. So how could a human female carry a Kryptonian child? And he kind of comes up with some possible solutions as to how that could be done. So while it is tongue-in-cheek, and this was written a while ago. It's appeared in, I know it appeared in Playboy magazine at one point in time, so this has kind of run the gamut, but it's a very entertaining and interesting tongue-in-cheek, but yet serious in a way. How would Superman and Lois Lane actually have a physical relationship and children and the like? So I highly recommend it. I really do.
And this is the kind of stuff, these are the kind of questions that guys will sit around asking each other. Kind of like, maybe not guys, but I mean, maybe not this particular, but it's like so and so versus so and so. Who would win?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
That's kind of the same thing. But this rides the line. I always had a rule when I worked at the comic book shop that if anybody came up to me and asked me about what I thought about, or would I engage in a conversation and imagine what Reed Richards and Sue Richards' sex life would be like, I would promptly end said conversation, and I had to invoke the rule twice. Believe it or not. Had to actually end a conversation in the comic book store. But because this is written and something that you can close and put away and whatever, then so I'm not really being a hypocrite with that particular rule. But no, it's a very, very good, well-written short story. Doesn't take that long to read, but it is thought-provoking and funny all at the same time.
Cool. All right. Did you read the whole thing?
I have not read the whole thing. I can only read it for 5 minutes at a time, but I'm bump-ching. Anyway,
what do you mean?
No, I've read a couple of stories in here. There's one other story which maybe I'll save for another time.
Okay. Looking forward to it.
Oh, yes.
let's stay on the subject of comic books before we move on to Anessa's pick. I've been kind of getting into comics recently, not necessarily reading them, but kind of like the whole history of comics and the chronology of comics, and got a chance to go into my local comic book store over the weekend, the Comic Book Shop, SHOPPE.
Ooh, the comic book shoppy?
Yes, here in Ottawa, and it's a great shop. I think you would like it a lot. It's got everything. It's got your figurines, got your adventure fantasy games, got your comic books from a long time ago, and got the latest ones, and it's really T-shirts. So I was really geeked out when we got a chance to go into the comic book shop over the weekend. But that's all I can say about that. All right, let's move on to our final pick of the show, and that would be Anessa's.
I pick a super short film called Malaise. It is by Daniel Boulou.
But Anessa, did you really want to watch it? I mean, were you really in the mood to watch it?
I was, actually. Although, to be honest with you...
I caught the joke, Dave.
But to be honest with you, it was kind of creepy in the way that the animation was done. It's an animated short film. And the animation kind of reminds me of maybe like a Toy Story-esque vibe to it. But you've got this person on a spaceship that is trying to get away from an alien that's trying to kill her. So, but Daniel, the person who created the project, writes in the description on Vimeo that this is my final project from Vancouver Film School's 3D animation program. With Malaise, I wanted to do a project that was both visually exciting and a demonstration of my abilities as an animator. The look of the piece was influenced by an array of old-school sci-fi classics ranging from Andrei Tarkovsky's Solaris to Jean-Claude Forest's Barbarella, which would probably explain the shag carpet. For the feel and tone of the film, it was to Ridley Scott's Alien franchise that I drew inspiration from. I wanted to pursue a slightly more realistic route for the animation, so I researched live-action movie footage. I've referenced live reference as well as more recent CG efforts from America and Japan to help achieve the type of movement I desired. This project was a labor of love, and I thank everyone who helped bring it to the screen. Enjoy the show! So, yes, there was orange shag carpet in there, and I'm guessing that's where he gets the Barbarella thing. I was trying to see how it would pull from Solaris. Maybe just the layout of the ship? I'm not entirely sure, because Solaris was the Russian film, correct?
Yes.
With
actually
the planet that was...
remade with...
I didn't see the remake. I watched it with Brad, and Brad fell asleep, and I stayed awake for the entire thing.
No, I just popped it up here, and the layout of the structure is somewhat similar, as I remember from Solaris.
That was like my guess, is just the layout of the ship.
Yeah.
The shag carpet would have been a throwback to probably Barbarella.
Yes.
Bright orange. And then the alien just would have been it coming and killing people. So, and she's trying to get away. She's trying to survive. She's a lone person, strong from what I can tell, being able to fight, be clever enough to break from the grasp of the alien and try to get away. So, yeah, the only thing that was kind of offsetting was just the animation, I guess. It seemed more like a childlike animation that you would expect. Like I said, it's got kind of a Toy Story-esque vibe to the animation, the characters. But then you've got like this alien coming after, and there's a lot of blood at one point, so...
Childlike animation and alien and blood, that just doesn't seem to jive.
Yeah, it's weird, but I mean, I recommend it. Overall, I think it's pretty good.
Okay.
And if you hate it, well, then you've only wasted 2 minutes of your life. So.
Oh, it's super short then. Wow. Okay.
Yeah, I said it's super short.
All right.
Yep.
Yeah. Got my short film beat by several minutes.
Yeah.
This should be the challenge. You and I should.
Who can find the shortest short film regarding aliens ever?
Yeah. Yeah.
And soon it'll just be like this alien face flashing across the screen, and then like an ending credit, and that's it. 5 seconds.
It'll just be pictures after a while. Your alien picture of the week.
So yeah.
All right.
Drops it on the Vimeo.
Rock on. All right, there you go. Those are our picks. Let's review, shall we? We talked about the short film, 15-minute long short film of mine, NOVR. Then we had Brad's sex book.
Make it sound so lascivious. It's
dirty sex book.
Yeah, it's Man of Steel. The story Man of Steel, Woman of Kleenex by Larry Niven.
All right.
Tasteful science fiction that deals with sexuality and Superman.
Okay, thank you. And Vanessa had Malaise. Malaise.
Ennui.
And that's a show. That's gonna do it. That's the stuff right there. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I don't either.
Before we actually wrap this up, let's review a couple of things real quick. Give us feedback. We have an email address, galacticnetcasts@gmail.com, galacticnetcasts@gmail.com. You can call our voicemail number. It's 805-328-3966, 805-328-3966. Don't forget, you can also follow us on all the major social networks, Facebook, Twitter, Google+. You can find us on the iTunes, search for The Alien Invasion or Galactic Netcasts, and please give us 5 stars and a great review. You can also find us on Stitcher Smart Radio. And I think that covers it. Oh, again, before we get out of here, patreon.com/galacticnetcasts. Patreon.com/galacticnetcasts. I challenge you, dear listener, to give us $1 a month. $1 a month. That's all it takes. And you can support us to help us make content on the internet about science fiction. That's what we're trying to do here. All right. Final thoughts before the show wraps up. Brad. Ooh.
There it is.
It's a mixer.
I'm lovingly stroking the mixer for the nerdatorium that we will be making here, our podcasting room.
It's this is a family show, Brad. Don't stroke anything.
Sorry.
Is that the only anything else arrive yet?
Oh yeah, I've got everything. I've got the Shure 58 mics. I've got Q mic scissor arm that are mountable with a riser. I've got all the equipment to actually do it.
New
now
sound card.
Yeah, I had to get a new sound card because my the soundboard portion of my motherboard died, so I needed a new sound card. So.
Sweet. Wow. You're gonna have a better setup than I have.
Yeah, I actually talked with one of the brand managers of one of the radio stations that I work with, and he's like, I'm going to come into your house and I'm just going to steal your stuff, and I'll replace it with the stuff from the radio station. But your stuff is pretty nice, so I guess I chose well. And thanks to everyone who helped me make those choices.
Yeah, you did a lot of asking people, asked me a few questions, asked my opinion. Not only with the equipment, but with the logo for the new podcast as well, which I'm also looking forward to hearing when you.
Yeah, once we get, and S and I are just in the process of getting our stuff organized and the man cave. I'm going to move here, and those who have seen the video in the past will note that all the comic books are gone from behind me.
Yeah, what the hell?
Yeah.
It's what happens when I stay home all day. Actually, no, he put those down in the basement before I even arrived. So
So the new studio is going to be in the same room that you've always been, Brad.
Yes, it will no longer be the man cave. It will be called the Nerdatorium.
Nice. I like that name a lot.
It does not suck.
All right. There is your final thought. Anessa, what's yours? Is that it?
Yep.
She watched Malaise, and now she's kind of... Ennui.
Maybe I'll have a slice of beer bread.
Ennui.
All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody. This has been the Alien Invasion. We'll talk to you guys next time.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye.